Morning all. You're watching the Channel M Breakfast Show on Friday the 6th of March. I'm Byron Evans.
And I'm Nikki Dean.
Now, we would like to encourage you to embrace us with stories. Tell us what's going on in your local area, maybe your community, your street, even your town. And, well, people have done that very thing on this morning's show.
Yes, they certainly are. We found these two ladies in reception here at Urbis. It's the lovely Louise Kelly and a friend Judith the Chicken, who joined us this morning for a very important cause, actually. You're from St Anns Hospice.
That's right.
Louise, I know that Judith won't be talking today because she's wearing her beak, but tell us why you're here.
That's right. We're here to promote the Manchester Midnight Walk, which is in aid of St Anns Hospice. It's on the 12th of June and it starts at Manchester Central, and we're actually promoting our early bird registration fee.
Hence the chicken.
That's right. So if you register before the 20th of March, it's £12 as opposed to £15. And you can actually get more information on our website, which is www.manchestermidnightwalk.org.uk.
So what does the Midnight Walk do? Presumably trying to raise as much awareness as possible.
Yes, that's right, that's right. Last year it actually raised £175,000. We had around 2,000 walkers, and this year we're hoping for even more. So yeah, it's a 10k walk around the city centre, starting at Manchester Central. We've got lots of bands and entertainment and lots of celebrities supporting it as well, so it's a really, really good event.
It'll be good fun as well.
Really good fun, lots of fun. People dress up in pyjamas and all sorts, so yeah, it'll be fantastic.
Where does the money go towards? I mean, you mentioned £175,000, which sounds loads, but I mean, this is essential money to fund St Anns Hospice.
That's right.
Where does it go
That's
to
right.
specifically?
Well, we're an adult hospice. We're one of the largest in the UK, and it actually costs £16,000 every single day to run the hospice. Oh. So that's why these funds are vital. So we really are asking for everybody's support just to come out and help us, really.
Okay.
Well, Louise and Chicken Licking, thank you both very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for
details of how to get involved with the early bird, if you want to go on the Midnight Walk, have been on your screen, so don't forget that website. And like I said, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you very much.
In a few minutes, all the latest sports headlines, plus a mouth-watering trifle. But first, today's news with James Webster.
Good morning, these are your headlines this Friday, and this news just breaking in the last half hour. Peter Mandelson has had green custard thrown over him by a climate change protester. Layla Dean from the group Plain Stupid has thrown the cup full of it at him as he arrived at a low-carbon economy summit in London. He'd just got out of his ministerial car when it happened, but failed to duck in time. The 29-year-old demonstrator said the only thing about him that was green was the slime coursing through his veins before walking off. There's to be an apology from the Crown Prosecution Service for failing to charge an abusive husband with murdering his wife sooner. Malik Manan will be sentenced later for stabbing Sabina Akhtar through the heart at her home in Levenshulme, killing her last September. The taxi driver had previously been reported to police for threatening to kill her. A court ordered a mother and daughter from Whalley Range to repay more than £600,000 they claimed in bogus benefits. Enid and Lorraine Bell used at least 8 different identities to buy 8 houses and a fleet of luxury cars over 12 years. Separate bank accounts were also set up to make it harder for payments to be traced. More taxpayers' money could soon be spent underwriting billions of pounds of risky assets held by the Lloyds banking group. Negotiations are taking place between bosses and the government, but we understand there are still several details to be hammered out. The bank's wanting to limit its risk over £250 billion it's owed so that it can start lending to new customers more easily. Cristiano Ronaldo has been spotted parking his Bentley in a disabled parking bay. The Manchester United winger's vehicle was seen in one of only 2 spaces for blue badge holders in the South Street car park at Alderley Edge. He returned from an Italian restaurant nearby with a friend around an hour later. Campaigners against such spaces being abused have described his behaviour as selfish and said it's disappointing he disregarded the disabled signs. A list of companies it's claimed broke data protection laws to pay for information about their staff is expected to be published later. More than 40 firms are facing legal action after a company was shut down for allegedly selling the building workers' details. The information watchdog says confidential data, including union activities, was passed on. A young boy from Cheadle-Hulme, who's astounding teachers with his maths skills, is helping his mum sit her GCSE. Ben Hayward, who's a pupil at Greenbank Prep School, has already won a gold award in a primary school maths challenge. Beverly Walkden has been to meet him.
That's Ben Hayward, and at just 8 years of age, he's already shaping up to be a mathematical genius. In fact, he ranks in the 0.1% of the population for intelligence. Now, this is his mum, Sue, who's sitting a GCSE next year, and Ben's been helping her out with a few mathematical problems. So, Sue, how long has Ben had this exceptional talent?
We first noticed it when he was around 18 months old. He could recognise quite large numbers that you wouldn't expect a child of that age to know. And we also had a dartboard, and from being probably about 2.5 to 3, he used to be able to work out the scores faster than I could put them in onto a calculator.
Now, can you explain why he's so good at maths? I mean, are you good at maths?
Well, no, because I'm doing my GCSE next year, so I've always struggled with maths at school, so I don't know where he's got this gift from.
What do you like so much about maths?
I don't know, just I like it. I don't know why.
And what goes through your head when you see a mathematical problem? Do you think, oh, I can't wait to get stuck into that?
Well, I just think, what do you do? And I'd work it out quite quickly.
Does that make you feel proud of yourself?
Well, if people are good, but yeah, it does.
Fantastic. Well, that's Ben Hayward. He's a mathematical genius, and you saw him first here on Channel M.
Finally for now, Ready Salted has lost its place as the nation's favourite crisp. Sales of cheese and onion have gone up by 15% in the last 2 years to claim the top spot. Also falling in popularity are salt and vinegar and my favourite prawn cocktail. Well, we want to know what your favourite flavour is and why, or perhaps there's one you really can't stand. Send me a text and let me know to 88821. Start your message with the word news, or you can email newsdesk@channelm.co.uk. We'll go through some of your messages later. That's all from me for this morning. Don't forget to join me again at 12 noon for an update on all the morning's main news. Andy Crane will be here as well with more from 5 tonight. Now, though, the sport with Byron and Paul.
I don't know about Chris, but the hot potato in the world of sport this morning is the salivating prospect of a European title fight taking place in Wigan this evening. Who are the two pugilists, Paul?
Yeah, we've got Jamie Moore, Salford lad, fighting against Michele Piccirillo, an Italian, for the European light middleweight title. So, an interesting one.
Yeah, this is a vacant middleweight title, and Jamie Moore has waited 3 years for this bout, so he really must be up for it.
Yeah, he had a tough run of luck, Jamie Moore. He was meant to fight a Russian twice. He pulled out. So, from all the information we've been getting, Jamie Moore's in great shape, and he's really up for this one.
The guy he's fighting is no mug either, is he?
He's not. He's been around for a while, Piccirillo. Likes to fight off the back foot. So, Jamie Moore will have to be clever, but I think he could probably do it.
Well, we heard from his promoter, Frank Maloney, that Jamie Moore is in the shape of his life. So let's hear from the man himself, shall we?
I'm expected to win. So straight away there's pressure there, but also I put pressure on myself because I want to perform in a way that sends out a message to everyone in world boxing now that, you know, I'm someone who's dangerous and who's coming after their title. So he's got world title form, and if I can do a better number on him than the world champions did, then it's going to send out a right signal to them. So that's what I want to do really, and you know, I feel in the shape of my life. I'm going to perform on Friday. OK, Paul, quick prediction for the fight. How do you think it's going to go?
I'm going to go for Jamie Moore on points.
OK, I'm going for Jamie Moore knockout, 6th round. Just because I'm just a crazy optimist. So let's look ahead at the weekend's footballing fixtures. And, well, there's plenty to talk about from League Two right up to the FA Cup. And we'll start with Fulham v Manchester United. Yeah,
big game for United, this, because it's all part of this quintuple they're going on with. They've won the Carling Cup, the Club World Cup. Looks like they've got the Premier League sewn up. So it's now just FA Cup and obviously Champions League next week. But could be a tough one. Fulham are strong at home. So depending on who Ferguson selects, well, I think it'll be quite a tough game this weekend. And this is the business end of the season as well. You said the Premiership is certainly one of the priorities for Sir Alex this season. I mean, he's got the strength and depth, but can he continue to do it in every competition that he's in? Well, that's the big question. I mean, he's said publicly, Fergie, that his priorities are Champions League, Premier League. Obviously, Saturday's game is FA Cup. So whether his players can keep the concentration on all fronts, well, that just remains to be seen. But a tough game for them.
OK, if we look at the other fixtures in the lower echelons of the footballing leagues, we can see Oldham up against Colchester, Scunthorpe against Stockport, but League Two has really caught Paul's eye, and it's the North Manchester derby, Bury v Rochdale.
Yeah, big game this one. I mean, it's always a big game, Bury Rochdale, and even more so this year because they're both battling for promotion. Rochdale in third, Bury in fourth, and obviously they're battling for the automatic promotion slot. So great game this weekend. OK, well, let's look ahead at Rugby Union now, and Sale take on Newcastle at the weekend. Yeah, I mean, Sale suffered a narrow loss last week. That was a tough one to take, but they're still up there at the right end of the table, and they've got Newcastle this weekend, so they just need to keep grinding these results out and hopefully finish up well at the end of the season. Well, of course, Talking Sharks, exclusively screened here on Channel M, is all over this match, so let's take a look at their preview.
A massive game. They've been playing really well. I think they're playing with the ball a bit more. They've got a lot of confidence in the side. They've got a rugby league winger who's come over from Leeds, Danny Williams. I know him very well. Very good player. And they're really playing with a lot of ambition. They've got Tom May at 10. He's having a cracking season. And yeah, we'll be looking to hopefully get some points from that too.
Two guys that really have put their name forward in the last few months in the Games Premiership and with the England Saxons. One's Phil Dowson, their captain, and the second one is Rory Clegg. Yeah, they're fantastic players. I know he's done some great things with the Saxons, being the captain, and he's a fantastic ball carrier, and he's a great all-round player. He's got great skills. Same with Rory Clegg. He's a fantastic talent, young man, doing very well for himself. We just need to, like I said before, concentrate on what we're doing. We'll obviously be marking those players, and if we can play our game, you know, that's what matters to us, really. It's really exciting. We just keep saying, you know, we've had like 12 games to go, 11 games to go, and that's what we focus on, really. Hopefully, you know, this season we're going to mark it on if we can get some silverware, and these games coming up will hopefully put us in a good position, you know, for the semis, and then we'll go from there. And I think the boys are really excited and we're all gelling together, and we just really want to see these big games come up, and this is the start of them against Newcastle.
Now, make sure you join us after the break, because our morning of Motown madness continues with that Motown band playing us out at the very end of the programme. But before we go, sticking with the sport theme, well, ever so loosely, Eastlands has gone all cordon bleu, as John Benson Smith, the head chef over at Man City's ground, has created something rather scrumptious.
Today we're going to make Manchester trifle. All sorts of flavours, lots of textures, and quite simple to make. I suppose it's a kind of mixture of Knickerbocker glory and trifle, and then obviously a take on the Manchester's tart. Quite interesting to eat your way through it. You know, I suppose it's like a football match. Let's hope it's good in the end. We've got a really nice quality apricot jam. All nice and gooey and sloppy and splodgy.
In the kitchen myself, I'm not particularly good at all. You know, I have a job to get the microwave going in our house anyway.
I'm really here to try and get, I suppose, the whole stadium mentality to become far more restauranty. What you understand in the city and the town, to try and bring that to kind of, I suppose, coincide with what happens within the stadium. So, you know, football catering stops being big rooms with, you know, cheaper products and nastier approach, and it's a lot more kind of foodie driven with better service, and the whole thing moves forward. Natural yoghurt. So you got different flavours, different textures.
Match days, when I got married, I had match days, I had poached eggs on toast in the morning, and then I left and I had nothing to eat at all then till the end of the game.
Malibu.
Oh, this is delicious.
This will sort you out. This will be very good. So oh, look, he's put too much in, Mike.
Prior to a game, you're excited, you know, you're a bit tensed up, you don't really want to eat very much, and you know, you're thinking about the game and you're thinking about your opponent and the team you're playing against. So really, food was the last thing on earth you thought about.
Lovely fresh raspberries. And we're going to kind of donk those all about.
Donking them in,
We're donking them in.
Well, you know, we're pretty sensible people in those days. There was no such thing as a dietitians or anybody, but we were sensible enough to know what to eat.
I've got a raspberry puree. This is very sour, bitter.
Your mate George Best. We go to a restaurant. What would you have ate?
We go to this restaurant where Sir Matt Busby and Joe Mercer and the wives went, and George would have a steak Diane. His favourite food was steak Diane, where they cooked it in front of him, you know.
We couldn't have the trifle without custard.
And we wouldn't be drinking because Sir Matt and Joe Mercer and the wives were there, so we were on a Coca-Cola or orange juice, trying to make sure that they realised we were living a healthy life.
Cream.
Beautiful, look at that. By 9 o'clock we'd say goodbye, and then we went out and got stuck into a few vodka and lemonades. No, once the managers had seen us that we were healthy eating and we were healthy drinking, then we went out and just enjoyed ourselves on Saturday night.
Bit of icing sugar, Mike, and there we have.
That's a good, healthy...
Now, one more thing that's even more exciting than our trifle. I'll show you. I'll show you.
What could be more exciting?
Hey, look at this. Let's go and play football.